Well, did you want goals? You got goals, but not from the right side. That's a tough loss to start the season for the Colorado Avalanche. A 8-4. I'm gonna use the word 8-4 drumming. We'll have the post for you starting right now. Toyota Losers Lounge. Womp, womp, womp. Brought to you by your Front Range Toyota dealers. Thanks for coming on in. The post-game show is presented by Bet365. It's Gizmo and Big E hanging with you after what we thought was going to be the prediction that he had. He said it was going to be a 6-5 final. I tended to agree with him. It was trending that direction. Things got off the rails, though. Yeah, a lot to talk about, kinda. But why don't you give us the 60-second rundown, buddy?
I'll try to do justice to Rudo here, our guy, our fallen soldier. But yes.
He's still alive, though. He's still alive.
Well, you know what? Avalanche were outstanding at the start. They weathered the storm. I thought they played an unbelievable first 10 minutes. Then they get on the board. The big boys get on the board. Mikko, which had a phenomenal night, by the way, with a hat trick, gets on the board, and they're up 1-0 on the road on a tough building. What happens? Yeah, another no-no. Shift after a goal. They score from the freaking corner of the ice. A bad goal. I didn't like it. It's a deflator. Next thing you know, it's 1-1. Trade punches for a little bit. All of a sudden, another no-no. They give up 2 in the last minute of the first period. So that is just a no-no. Second period, Mikko gets them back on the board with a power play. Another no-no. Shift after a goal. A muffin from White Cloud. Now you're down 4-2. What did they do? Another no-no, and they gave up a last-minute goal after an offensive zone penalty. Not a good job. And again, all of a sudden, bullet from Jack Eichel to make it 6-4 in the third period, and then we all know the backhand goal by Barbashev to make it 7-4, and then the empty netter to make it 8-4. A little longer than 60 seconds.
Well, there was a lot of goals in the game. I mean, I don't know.
And again,
you give up 8.
So I apologize for the extra, making a Canadian minute, making it a little longer.
I don't even know where to start, to be quite honest with you. I've been doing hockey for a long time. I don't know how. I don't know how you start the season like that. And listen, I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm not gonna go too hard on. I am actually gonna go a little bit hard on the goaltending. I'm sorry, but you got to come up with saves. Like, you have to come up with saves. Yeah. You have to come up with saves in certain moments in the hockey game just to keep your guys alive. And everybody up top did their job. Rantanen, unreal start. Like, just incredible by him. I thought that top line did well. I thought a couple guys on the defensive side had a difficult second period. I thought Taves and Kale had a difficult second. They rebounded very well. Kale looked really good in the third. But man, I'm sorry, but I think we start with where you just can't overcome the goaltending breakdown there. You just can't do that. You cannot give up 8 goals on 20 shots.
Here's what it is. Those are tough numbers.
Tough numbers.
It's just tough. The tough numbers.
Sorry. I mean, you have a job to do.
You got Eustace that's got a 500 save percentage, small sample, 4 shots, 2 goals. And Georgie had a tough freaking 600, whatever it was. That's a tough night. I don't know any team in the National Hockey League that can win with that. And I'm not just blaming the goaltending. That is not what I'm doing. It's just a fact. It's a fact. Those are numbers. I do believe that high danger scoring chances were, 4-3 for the Avs?
Yeah.
Sorry, no, hold on. I got it from Rudo there. 6-4 Avs in favor of the Avs. They lost 8-2, 8-4. So I'm a coach. I got to stay positive, and he will. He's seen enough. He's seen a lot. As a team, you got to stay positive. But you just break it down. Again, I'm going to make sure everybody's calm right here. The National Hockey League is a game of mistakes. Elite players from around the world play this game. They make mistakes. They create chances instead of making mistakes. Other teams will create chances. You're playing against good players. So these will happen in a game. If you break it down in the first period, they had the game under control. They are in a building that's a tough building to play in. It is their home opener. I thought they were outstanding. I thought they were in control of the game until the shift after a goal. Tiff knows that's a no-no. You can't give up a goal from the goal line in the corner. Everybody did their job. Everybody was perfect. Everybody was in position. You call that a deflator. It's a fact. I am not attacking goalies when I say this. It's a deflator. It just sucks the wind out of you because you're like, are you kidding me? You're a veteran team. You're all good. When I say it deflates you, it's just human nature. You're like, you got to be kidding me. And then you move on, and they moved on until that last minute when McKinnon's line, let's call a spade, they weren't good. They weren't good on the defensive side of the puck. They were lost in their own end. Kale, Taser did not stop passes from going. They went to the wrong guys. What we're saying there about the goaltending is they didn't get the saves. I'm not saying they're weak goals there. The first one was. The other two, they're not weak. They're just not saves. You got to make saves. Montreal game, I watched it tonight. Samuel Montembeault had 50 shots against whatever it was. He made saves. A fact of the game tonight, they didn't get a save. Hence the score. So now you give up on the last minute another freaking 2 goals. Now you're down 3-1. Mm-hmm. They're like, okay, we're okay. We've done this all year. We make comebacks all the time. Mm-hmm. Second period was a bit of the same. You know what I mean? And then they just never got to it. Where Aiden Hill, I didn't think was very good.
No, he wasn't.
And then all of a sudden, in the third, he made the saves to not make it creep up into a 1-goal game. So give him credit right there. The Avs switch. They go to Eustace. A little bit of the same. I'm not going to just be hard on Georgiev. Eustace also got beat on the third one. It just got waved off because of a penalty. So Eustace didn't really make a save. No. Right? I mean, you got to be honest. This is not just attacking Georgiev.
I said goaltending in general.
Eustace does not make a save.
Yeah.
And now if he's going to be the guy that's going to be running with it, because there will be times this year, at the start especially, you're going to be given the opportunity to run with it. You can't have that performance. I always say Tom Brady, you know what? Tom Brady seized this chance back then. 20-something years later, he still wouldn't give it up. So when there's a chance in front of you, you got to seize it. Eustace didn't seize it. I'm pushing for him, but I don't care if it's just a period, tough circumstances. Oh, you come in cold, there's the third period. I get it, but that's life. There's no excuses. Excuses are for losers. You know what? He didn't pass the test either tonight. So again, Avs made some dumb mistakes. Second period, go to Woody. I love Woody. That's a bad penalty at the end of the period. Offensive zone penalty. And then was that the one that Kale doesn't clear there? And next thing you know, the puck's in the net, right? Again, Kale's going to want that play back. Let's be hard on the right guys too. Top guys were awesome in a sense. Mikko got his hat trick. He was great. Nate made some good plays, but don't forget the top guys on the other side. Stone, Eichel. Those guys were outstanding. You know what I mean? So somewhere, somehow, Vegas Golden Knights top guys were maybe a little bit better than the Avs top guys. The goaltending, a little bit better on the Hayden Hill side, even though he wasn't great. So when you do those things, it makes it tough to win.
This is also a league that doesn't let you get away with mistakes. Like, you make a mistake, you blink, you do one little thing wrong, and whoever's ready for that moment, for that opportunity, they're going to jump on you, and they're going to capitalize you, and you're going to turn around, and it's going to be in the back of your net.
This league is not friendly.
No.
I say it all the time. It will bite you in the butt. It
Yep.
just will.
Yep.
I mean, just take one goal aside, okay? Take that one. Miles, that's not a good penalty. That's not a good penalty. You're down by a goal in the offensive zone. He gets McNabb a little bit from behind there. You get a little over aggressive. I don't mind that. But that's a tough penalty. And then usually the odds are so bad when you take an offensive zone penalty in this league, it will bite you. And it sure did. But then on that same play, Kale gets the puck on his stick, misses it. I don't know if his stick broke, whatever it is. It never got out. 20 seconds later, the puck's in your net. Why? Because this league bites you. If you don't clear pucks when you need to clear them, they hurt you. If you take bad penalties in the offensive zone, they hurt you. Same goes for Vegas Golden Knights. They get a high sticking penalty in the offensive zone. That actually could have been the freaking DNVR play of the game, right? Because of all of a sudden the goal gets waved off. Offensive zone penalty. What is it? They don't clear the puck just like Keldon. I don't remember who it was for Vegas. And what does it do? You have Mikko Rantanen right there. He's not going to miss. This league bites you in the butt. It just does. So you got to play the game the right way. I felt that at times both teams were cheating the game a bit in those two periods. Mm-hmm. Thank God we bet the over on the Bet365 bet. But it's not being hard on goaltenders. I think Jared Bednar's going to say it on this presser. I haven't seen it. I'm sure he's going to say, boy, it wasn't their best night. But you're not going to go and blame the goaltending. I'm not blaming goaltending.
Well, he doesn't have to say it. He pulled them with 5:20 to go in the game.
No. You pull them after two periods. But pulling the goalie at the end, it's nothing to do. You got to show your team you want to win. It's nothing to do with the goalie. But I'm just saying, like, I love that fact because, guys, you never quit. There's no reason to quit. This is game one of the season. So there's a lot of positives in the game. Part of the negatives is if you look at the game, if you dissect it as a coaching staff, which they do with all the analytics and all the numbers, you're going to look back and look at each other and go, it wasn't that bad. I mean, you've given up nothing. But every time that there was a breakdown, the puck's in your net. Again, not blaming goalies, their mistakes. I'm blaming all the players on the ice. Nate McKinnon on this at the second goal, not good. On the third goal, not good. You know what I mean? But you didn't get saves. I wouldn't say that they're weak goals. Like, the rebound middle stat, that's a weak goal by Hayden Hill. That's a bad rebound. That's a bad goal.
Yeah.
And he'll be the first one to tell you. And now I don't want to hear the reverse VH on that first goal from Vegas. It's a guy shoots from the corner of the ice. That's a bad goal. Now, when a guy's in front in the slot and there's been a breakdown and they score, I'm not saying that's a bad goal. I'm saying that you didn't make a save. You got to make saves. If you don't make saves, that's what you're going to get. But there are major breakdowns. Yeah, I know. Every game, every night. Go watch the Edmonton game tonight. Go watch all the games. Montreal game. Boy, there was a lot of breakdown. Toronto actually just boatload kicked them. Montreal won 1-0. Got saves. So we talked about it pregame, hockey in the Rockies. First freaking 20 games. Break it down the first 5 games. You got to have solid goaltending. You're not 2022. 2022 Avs needed good goaltending to win. Right now, in the shape of the Avs, you need great goaltending to stay in. And that's a lot of teams in the league. They did not get great goaltending. That is just fact. It's a fact. That's not being hard on goalies. It's a fact.
Well, you're right, because some quotes are rolling in from Bednar's press conference, and they would echo exactly what you're saying. Quote, on the goaltending, it's definitely not good enough.
But that's not good enough. I mean, that is not being a goalie killer.
No.
I'll give roses where roses are due.
Yeah.
It's, buddy, numbers, I mean, Rudo, AJ, those are awesome at analytics. They make me understand a lot more about analytics because I'm not the greatest. But numbers also, you have to look at numbers on both sides, not just when it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. And we talked on Hockey in the Rockies.
Yeah.
And again, we have those graphics. We're talking about like save percentage. If you're going to be the goalie with the lower save percentage each night, it's going to be tough to win.
Yeah.
They're going to need to outscore their problem. I'm using AJ's line and Rudo's line. And I tell you one thing, last year they did, but how long can you do that for? At some point, it just doesn't work anymore. And right now, outscoring your problem is probably not the recipe you want. But if I'm coaching staff, if I look at it, yeah, there's a few things we need to tighten up. But you don't play a perfect game. Then they would have given up, 0 scoring chances?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I've never seen a game with 0 scoring chances. Maybe I'm stupid. I don't know.
Well, you know what, E? You know what a night like this calls for, buddy? It calls for that entire bucket of Coors Light and maybe more. Let's get those mountains blue because when they do, it is as cold as the Rockies. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for that smooth finish using that Rocky Mountain water. When you embrace a chill mindset, which is what I am definitely trying to do right now, it's a good time to choose chill and crack open a Coors Light. Coors Light is a mountain cold refreshment, crisp and refreshing, as cold as the Rockies. You can make the most of your times that you choose to chill. Choose Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Yeah, I mean, listen, you kind of need them tonight. And listen, by the way, incredible turnout at the DNVR bar. Coors Lights are flowing down there. They got the beer towers. I love all of that. I mean, unbelievable. Super cool. Really good turnout. You guys are awesome for showing up. That's for sure. Thank you so much. Guys are drinking Coors Lights down there. A bunch of party animals. We had a good time. But what we did not have a good time with was my betting today. We did not clutch up on that, buddy.
I just thought JT Miller should get 2 points. So I don't know. Does that help? Or
Wait, did he? Yeah, but what did Connor McDavid do?
Oh, I don't know the
Is
outcome.
that you look that up real quick because we were cranking on the Bet 365 today, and we got a lot of people to jump in on it because with Bet 365, whatever the moment, it is never ordinary at Bet 365. Every day they power up the odds on hundreds of bets to give you a chance to win more than over 10,000 boosts every month. They boost specific markets, winnings, even parlays. We did a DNVR boost today that would have hit. We had the over right on 6.5. Just didn't get the McKinnon goal, even though I thought he was going to bang one in there at the end. Well, there's tons of different bets, especially for each sport. You can get early payouts if your team gains a 3-goal lead in the NHL. That's an instant payout. So make sure you download the app and use code DNVR365 when you sign up. A couple cool offers out there that will help you out as well. I did the put in $5, make a $10 bet, get $200 back in credits. Turn that into a pretty good number over the last couple days. They've also got a first bet safety net of up to $1,000. So check that out. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 plus, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. More to talk about in regards to what happened defensively, goaltending wise, maybe physically. I'm going to ask you a blunt question, E, and I told you all that I'm going to shoot it very straight. I've spent a long time covering the NHL. To me, it just did not look like, and I'm not putting it all on them, but it did not look like they were ready to go today. It looks like they were still on the plane or still in training camp. That is not an effort for me that says, hey, yeah, it's the NHL season and I want to win a Stanley Cup.
Well, you know what? Like I'm gonna disagree with you on the first 10 minutes. They played an outstanding first 10 minutes. So to be ready on a home opener of another team, they were outstanding. They absolutely crack-kicked Vegas the first 10 minutes. It was not even close. I think shots were like 7-0 at a time. Scoring chances were probably like 2-3-0. I thought that Vegas was lucky to be down 1-0. Again, I'm going back. If you're asking me plays of the game, you know what I mean? Like that one could have been deadly for Vegas when the guy took a offensive zone penalty on the high stick there, and then the goal got waved off, and then Rantanen goes on the other side and scores. For me, the play of the game, the first period, is that goal from the corner, the deflator. It just hurts. You're playing a great game. I'm not saying it's the end of the world. It's the first game. You should be able to overcome this. Mm-hmm. They did. They actually didn't crumble. They didn't give up anything. I mean, they didn't give up anything. They gave up 4 freaking high-danger scoring chances tonight. They lost the game 8-2. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they think Rudo's going to say it again, that I'm a goalie. I'm not. My son's a goalie. That's not what I'm here for. But in reality is they didn't give up anything tonight. They had a few breakdowns like every team does.
Sure.
They gave up 4 high-danger chances. They lost 8-2. So, yeah, Bednar's right. Goaltending was not good enough. You can't say, oh, it's not. Then you're losing the credibility of the players. We're losing the credibility of people watching. You can't say, oh, it was fine. They weren't a problem. No, they were a big problem.
Big problem.
They were a big problem tonight. That's part of the game. I'm not solely blaming them. You score 4 goals on the road. You got a hat trick from your Moose. Right. You should be able to walk out of there, win the game easily.
Right.
It didn't happen. Now, it's early in the season. Look around the league. Here's the scores tonight out of 5 games, right?
Yeah, I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
1-0.
Yep.
Montreal Maple Leafs. It honestly could have been an 8-1 game.
Sure.
I'm just being honest. I watched the whole game.
Yeah, we watched it.
Rangers, 6 Cobb. Flames, Canucks, 6-5 OT. Talk about goalie problems. Holy cow. 8-4, 12 goals in that one. And then Jets, Oilers, 6-0. Again, it's early in the season. It's early for everybody. Nobody's panicking. But our job right here is to talk for an hour about what just happened, what transpired in the game that we're covering. That we had a blast, by the way, doing. It was awesome. It was so fun. Tiff was awesome. Bar was awesome. Bar was hopping. The DNVR Adam was Nuggets. Adam was awesome with us. It was fun to, mingle, interact with him. We should reciprocate as well too sometimes and give our expertise on basketball to those guys.
You don't want me talking about basketball.
Boy,
I'll hang out,
listening.
though.
I hope you guys are listening.
You have heard me be sarcastic towards basketball before. I don't think you guys want you
I
to
would be
say
awesome.
towards a
Man,
basketball game.
I would be so bad on basketball.
I would be awesome if they want me. I'm there, and I would stay all 3 periods too of the game with them. Sarcasm. Okay,
people are still telling me Swayman signed, so
yeah,
we got to clarify
sorry,
sarcasm apparently.
But anyway, I mean, I'm going back to it. It's early in the game. It's early in the season. It's early for goalies. It's early for breakdowns. But we can't panic here and go, oh my God, the Avalanche have to get better. No, I know. You're going to nitpick every goal.
Sure. Well, yeah.
And you got to remember, as a coaching staff, they don't just nitpick every goal the next day.
Yeah.
As a decor, as a line that got eaten alive, for example, as a goalie. You look at every scoring chances against. That's what you look at. Scoring chances are what formulates a hockey game, right? If you have more scoring chances than the opposition, usually it's a recipe to win games, right? That's just how hockey works. That's how life works. Now, if you're going to look back and translate that to 60 minutes and break it down into 3 periods, they didn't make that many mistakes. You got to be honest with yourselves.
Is
it a bad play by Kale that doesn't ice the puck? Yes. Was it stems from a bad penalty from what? Yes. Not solely just, but then the goalie didn't make the save when the scoring chance occurred.
Yeah.
I didn't say he was weak. He was weak on that first one, but I'm not saying the second one, third one. He was weak on the White Cloud one. White Cloud scores 2 goals a year. Mm-hmm. That's a bad goal. Mm-hmm. And then you can't let the game escalate itself. So at the end of the day, there's not just goaltending blame. There's blame on each plays. Kel McCarby, the first guy to tell you, he was awesome to start the game. Then he had a dip, and then he was awesome in the third. So if you ask him, he'd tell you, starts with us, starts with the top guys, got to be better. Rantanen will tell you, yeah, we got a hat trick, but we gave up a couple bad goals against our line, me and Mac, and where they weren't very at their best. And you want to set the standard, and the championship standard starts with your top guys. Nathan McKinnon is not counted on to be a defender. And first of all, he doesn't defend a lot because he's always got the puck and he's always on the offensive side. So that's the best way to not defend. But tonight, a couple times in his zone, he wasn't good. And he'll be the first one to tell you. But they made it back up, right? They scored some goals on the power play. These guys were on the offense. They had some chances. somewhere, somehow, it's a game of mistakes. And a lot of times, goalies are the last line of defense. And that's why we always say it stinks for them because they made the same amount of mistakes as the other guys did, but then all of a sudden, they're to blame. We're not blaming them. Sometimes you make saves, sometimes you don't. They didn't really make any saves tonight. They didn't make many.
No, and I mean, I think for me, listen, it's goals, and you're a goalie dad. Your son's a goalie, a great goalie,
Yes.
by the way. I've covered this league for a long time. For me, it's listen. If you want to chalk up goals to, oh gosh, he was screened, or oh gosh, it was this or that. It's got to be better. There were too many of those that they should have had back. I mean, I'll give them a little bit of love on a few that, okay, great shot, okay, whatnot. But for me, there were just too many tonight that I'm like, come on, you got to have that, man. Like, you got to have that.
Absolutely.
You're late, you're out of position, your glove is low, you don't have your glove ready. Just little things like that I noticed that are, fixable mistakes that scream to me, hey, you're not ready to go. Your mind is not in the right place. You and me talk about this all the time. I hear you talk to your kiddo all the time about just this mental preparation and things like that, and I just don't feel like that was there tonight.
It wasn't there.
Yeah.
And if you think it was there and it was bad luck, then you're lying to yourself.
Correct.
Because it was not there. Now, hopefully it's back Saturday and it's there. And then we have a post-game show and we say, guys, it was there. Goaltending was solid. I'm hoping it's good goaltending. I'm not wishing for bad goaltending. I am not. But in those first 20 games, with the absence of, what we know, and we all know when we talk about what's he talking about. Landeskog was out all year last year, and I know that. I get that. Different circumstances. You just can't replace him right now in the cap because of all the reasons and the handcuff of. I read someone today like, what's Chris McFarland doing? Like, do something. What do you want him to do?
Nothing to do.
What is there to do?
Nothing
I'm being
to do.
honest. Like, this is not defending the GM. I'll defend him because I think he does a bang-up job. But what do you want him to do with all those uncertainties? I think he's done everything he can.
Well, he has.
Now it's up to the guys to do it. And I'm going back to my point from earlier. Those first 20 games, because of the handcuff situations, because of the situation they're in, they're going to need great goaltending. Not good, great.
We have been saying that from the start, my friend.
And this is not blaming tonight was piss poor. So it's not even close to. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that.
No,
it was weak. I apologize for my language.
No,
it was weak.
Language
so
was right.
It was weak, and we need. It needs to be a lot better, and then everything will fall into place. But guess what? Saturday night against the Columbus Blue Jackets, home opener at home.
Right.
Guess what?
Right.
There will be mistakes, and I'll bet my hat right now, my DNVR hat, that they will have more scoring chances against Saturday, but they'll win the game. I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah, and I fully expect a massive bounce back. I mean, we even saw it in preseason when they had the oops against Vegas. Bednar was not happy. Made it clear he was not happy. Next day practice, intense. Bounce back next game. Bednar not going to be thrilled with this in the least. He's already been a little fiery with some of the comments that we're seeing coming out of the press conference, and he should be. Like, if I'm coaching, if I'm Jared Bednar right now, I'm in that locker room looking at them like, what are you doing? Boys, we gotta go. Like, that's one of 82, and it was not good enough, and it can't be like that.
Yeah, and you know what? They'll get on the bird tonight, fly home, have a day off tomorrow.
Yeah, they do.
And
definitely
then address some stuff Friday, get a good practice, get some video in, and they'll be ready to go for Saturday. Listen, these guys they're pros. These guys are from the coaching staff on to the goaltending. Georgiev's been around. He'll need to be back. I don't know who's going to get the nod now. I would have given the nod to Annunen if he would have closed. But then I go back to Georgiev. I go back to Georgiev Saturday. This is what I do. Again, I don't know. Not a fly on the wall. Maybe they had planned. Georgiev gets first game. Justus gets the game against Columbus. Now everything goes out the window because the plan got blown up, right? It's a plan until you get punched in the face, right?
No, I meant, what are you doing Saturday
well,
night?
today.
No. When's the last time you played goalie?
Yeah. Sorry. He's the best street hockey goalie in the history of the league. Guys, street hockey.
What's Max doing? Is Max busy Saturday night?
Street hockey, I was sick. I was Mike Palmatier back then, so I'm just telling you. Now, again, if I'm betting, I go back to Georgi. That's what I do, So
Yeah.
I just do. But again, get on the bird, wipe it off, address the stuff, show the stuff, get on the ice, wipe it off, get ready for your home opener. This should be ready to go.
And they will be getting on a plane, but maybe what they need is a nice long drive home from Vegas to clear the head. Maybe they got to go old like Cleveland Indians in the old school, Major League. And
What a movie!
don't put them on the 737. But get them in a Toyota. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Truck's a big part of their DNA for generations and built to be durable legends, destined for greatness and perfect for Colorado. There's some greatness on this team for sure. We're going to flip it to the positive here real soon. Stay with us. I appreciate you all staying up, by the way. Toyota also does a ton of other things, whether you're conquering off-road trails or hauling the weight of the world, which is what it feels like we're doing right now. There's a truck Toyota that's just right for you, like all of the 2024 Tacomas, and of course the return of the iconic 2024 Land Cruiser. 17 models with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, just like that epic 4Runner we told you about. They've got sedans and hybrids and anything that you basically need. Whatever your car style is, Toyota has it, and they've proven that they are loyal to Colorado and to the Avalanche and to all of us here in DNVR, just like you all are. So if you're looking for a vehicle, you really have to check it out and make Toyota a priority. I'm in the market right now. I got my eye on some 4Runners. We're test driving them tomorrow, actually. Visit your French Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe in Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. And of course, Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. You're coming with me for that tomorrow, right, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Need a little help. And it's going to be nice. By the way, the weather right now in Colorado does not feel like hockey season when it's 80 degrees outside. I had to get my shades on today, and you know what? Shady Rays looking to take good care of us, and there we got a code for you with DNVR. Shady Rays are an independent sunglass company offering a world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Their shades have durable frames and crystal clear optics, making them the perfect choice for any outdoor activity. I feel like putting them on right now. They have hundreds of options to choose from, so you're bound to find the perfect pair to match your style. They probably have a style in your favorite team's colors as well. And you know what? I have worn them. The guys on the golf pod kind of hooked us up. Big Drive Energy. They're big Shady Rays guys. Played golf with them the other day, and they threw me a pair. I'm not a big sunglass guy when I play golf, but I'll tell you what. Rock and roll, and definitely changed my outlook. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Head to shadyrays.com and use code DNVR for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. All right, enough with the goalies. It is what it is. I'm fired about it. I really am. It bugs me because it's the NHL. Show up, be ready. I don't think they did. I think there were some other breakdowns. Why don't we just touch on defense for a few, and then I want to talk a little bit about what we saw from the Rooks, and of course what we got out of that top line, and the phenomenal performance, the standout performance by Rance, but. When you look at defense overall, what did you like and what didn't you like? I mean, I know there are breakdowns there too, but there were also some very high points.
No, when I'm laughing, I'm saying, listen, I don't know. Maybe we're going to look back in the first 20 games and say that was their best defensive game.
Yeah.
They gave up squat. I'm not going back to goaltending. They gave up squat.
Yeah.
If you look at any graphs tonight, they will tell you, like, they could have easily won that game, 4-1, 4-2. So it's hard to say the defense was bad. Was there mistakes? Yes, and there will be plenty more next game. It happens. So, yeah, does he get beat by Barbashev? A little bit, but he doesn't quit, gets back. And then, is it a sick backhand by Barbashev? Yes. But you got to get a save there from Eustace. So, goal by goal, you can go and nitpick it. Yeah, bad play there by Kale. Doesn't clear. Oh, Taser goes again. McKinnon, Rantanen, not good defensively on those goals. So, overall, as a defensive core, I thought they were more than fine. I thought
too.
Josh Manson was awesome. I think I just read AJ Arudo talking about he had 0 scoring chances against, whatever it is, or high danger chances against, and he was -2. That's why we don't like plus minus. You know what I mean? And again, he was outstanding. I thought Dahan, Malinsky were fine. It's not
I
like
did too.
They didn't get pinned down in their own end. They didn't
I did too.
They didn't give up anything.
No, I thought
You didn't give up anything. So as a decor, no, can Kale be? He's the best player on the planet. He's going to be the first one to tell you, it was not his best game. Mm-hmm. It was not his best game. I thought he had ups and down in the game. I thought he was outstanding, brilliant at times, and I thought he was mediocre at times. And same thing with Taze. But overall, as a decor, it's not a negative grade. It's a high passing grade. Goaltending, yeah, it's a failure tonight. Defense, it's a passing grade. They were great. They were fine. I mean, let's be honest. This was not the problem. And then if you want to move on to the forwards, I again thought Max line was good at times. I didn't like their turnovers and tough plays in the offensive zone and their back checking on those goals against. That is just calling it the way it is. They are still the best players in the world, but those were a few plays that they cost their team some goals, right? Middlestat and those guys on the second line,
Mitzi scored one. I thought he looked all right.
I like Middlestat. I didn't mind, Kyle Ritchie and Kovalenko. I thought they had spurts. They had some tough shifts in their own end.
They had some welcome to the NHL moments.
That's my point.
Too. Yeah.
So they had some tough shifts there, and you're going to need more. And Vegas is a heavy team. We talked about their decor. Hey, listen, Stone and Eichel, they showed up to play tonight. Those guys are heavy players. They're stars in this league. Their back end is heavy. There was times that, you're right, it was welcome to the NHL moments for a few guys on that line. But you're right, Middlestat was fine. I thought he was smart. He carried the puck on a lot of plays. And somehow, it was average. You know what I mean? It wasn't anything to blow the roof off and go, oh, wow, it was outstanding. Now, it's exciting. It's your first NHL game. But you're going to need to see more, from some of those guys if they want to get out of that hole in those first 20 games. The Colton line, O'Connor and Woody, I didn't like Woody's penalty. I didn't like it.
I think that's just a little. I mean, I feel like
no
personality type, but yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not. I don't mind that. I like the energy. I like everything, but it's a tough one. 200 foot from your goalie in last minute of a period, and then didn't take too long, and the puck was in the net. Right? Those are costly penalties. Logan and Colton, they were fine. I mean, I'm not going to be like. A lot of times we find ourselves post-game talking about that line, say, oh, my God, they created. It was awesome. Momentum. And then, all of a sudden the first line went out there and scored. They were okay tonight. Okay. Ross had a nice scoring chance in the third there. Goalie made a nice save with about 5 minutes to go in the game. They were okay. And again, the last line there of Ivan, and Parker Kelly, and Kivy, it was okay. I think passable. I would like to see more. I'd like to see, we talked about it before the game, junkyard dog mentality. I didn't see that. I've liked Parker Kelly. I'm excited for him. I'm not saying he had a bad game. I'd like to see more, a little more intensity. I'd like to see more disruption. I'd like to see more momentum. I'd like to see more stuff like that being created. All of a sudden, I'm not saying they were bad. I mean, they were very bad in their own end. They were good. They didn't give up much. You know what I mean? So, but I'd like to see more. a little more electricity, a little more friction. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a little more. And I don't care that you play 8 to 10 minutes. I say it all the time. I've lived it. It's hard to play 8 to 10 minutes. It is.
Well, you're trying to figure out where you're at, right?
Exactly.
You know, you just when you get going,
Yeah.
you get not going.
And I'm not saying that defensively they were poor.
Yeah.
By no means. But offensively, I would have liked to seen a little more spark. Whoa, Eric, are you stupid? These guys played like two minutes a period at 5-on-5, 3 minutes. Okay. That's 3 more minutes than you and me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Tiff, 3 more minutes than her. So you got to get out there and create. And watch the Florida Panthers game yesterday. For me, they're the champions. They're the ones that need to be dethroned. You saw a lot of those shifts. You know, you're disrupting chaos out there. You're creating. It's not about violence. AJ's laughing right now for sure. Am I lying? It's not about that. It's about friction, electricity, getting some stuff going.
Well, and Pal, one of the things that we talk about a lot in hockey, and even when we coached hockey together, it's like you said it. You said it on the watch along. For those of you that were with us there, least amount of mistakes wins hockey games.
Yeah.
And here's what I will say. And again, I'm not going to completely backtrack on the fact that I feel like the goaltending was deplorable today. But you know, that amount of mistakes, you listen. It feels like for me that every single mistake that was made tonight ended badly. And that not necessarily is always the case, right? There's going to be moments when you make mistakes, you find a recovery moment, or you get away with it. A little bit of that happened on the goal against the first one against Eustace that got called back on a high stick. So there's a little bit of that, you know. But for the most part, every single oops that happened today for the Colorado Avalanche ended up in the back of their net, and that's just tough luck too. That's just the hockey gods being like, meh.
Oh, I'm laughing at AJ right now. He's just like John Gibson, John Gibfor, John Forson. Oh man, he is a beauty. He is a beauty. But then again, listen, you have a job to do.
Yeah.
Whether you're a goalie, you're a penalty killer, you're a fourth liner, you're a top liner. Mikko did his job tonight.
Nico showed up.
You got paid to score, and you score. You scored 3.
Nico showed up.
Yeah, I know, but he messed up on that. I understand that, and he's going to mess up on a few more. And guess what? You get 25 minutes of ice time, you'll make more mistakes than the guy that makes 5 minutes of ice time. That's life. It's math.
Yeah.
It's the law of averages. And he has the puck, and he creates, and then you try to do stuff. And, you know, I think Kale had 4 giveaways tonight. Great, awesome. Not his best night, but guess what? I didn't have a lot of giveaways when I played.
Yeah.
I didn't. But I averaged maybe 1.7 seconds of puck possession a game. You know what I mean? So it's tough to make a turnover or a giveaway. Kale is the puck the whole game. He's a magician. Those things will happen. Turnovers will happen. You know, again, tonight he had a couple that he fended a stick break. We'll never know, and he'll never use that as an excuse.
Right. No.
You know, right? You know what I mean? He's a pro, he's awesome, he's humble. But, you know, he doesn't clear that puck on that PK. It was deadly. You know what I mean? Puck was in the net, right?
Yeah.
As much as that's Miles taking a penalty in the offensive zone. It's mistakes after mistakes, and then they end up in the back end. It's not always just the last mistake. The last mistake's always the goalie. When you don't make a save, that's not a mistake.
Right, that's the result of 2 mistakes, 3 mistakes, 1 mistake leading up to the chance that presented an opportunity.
And when you're a goaltender in the NHL, you're paid to make saves.
Yeah.
It's easy to make a save on a dump in from the red line, but you have to make saves on grade A chances. That's just life. If you don't, you'll get that tonight. That's just reality.
What are your thoughts on, for everybody that might be, oh God, the sky is falling, and you don't need to do that right now.
No.
I think a big takeaway for me too was you played without a goalie for 5 minutes and 20 seconds, and you gave up 1 empty net goal. What I what that tells me as a hockey guy and as a coach and a guy that's been around it is okay, well, they definitely have fight in them.
Yes.
They definitely didn't quit. They definitely got the message, and they showed up. A little late, but they showed up.
Listen, if you look at the score and you put that next to graphics of analytics numbers and all that kind of stuff, it's not the reflection of the final score of the game. It just isn't.
Yeah.
Colorado Avalanche was not that bad of a team tonight. They weren't.
No.
So, yes, there's no negativity. Those guys are pros. It's over. Again, goldfish mentality. I say it all the time, right? It's, what's his name there? Ted Lasso. You have to. It's too long a year. And if you just harp on the negative and the past, yeah. You get on the flight tonight. You have a meal. It's a short flight. You get home. You have a day off tomorrow. You address the mistakes. You have to. That's how you get better. Cal Ritchie will sit with the coaching staff. Bednar said it. It's not even the team video sessions. He's going to have his own individual session. They don't have a lot of time with him to do what he needs to do, but they will deal with him. They will make him better. We saw flashes again tonight. Let's see what a video can do for him.
Well, they say first impressions are important, and not the best first impression tonight on the season for the Colorado Avalanche. But the more important thing is a lasting impression, and that's where Blue Chew comes in. Blue Chew is going to help boost your confidence in the bedroom so that you can stay hard and perform at your very best. And they definitely could have used a little bit more of a hard performance tonight in the game against the Vegas Golden Knights. I know, buddy. Blue Chew is offering an incredible deal for our listeners, and the process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. They've got an incredible deal for our listeners. You can try Blue Chew for free when you use promo code ALLCITY at checkout. You just pay $5 for shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code ALLCITY to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. Definitely could have used a little bit of a, let's see, how do we say, a stiffer performance tonight from the Colorado Avalanche.
Sure wasn't good enough.
Right?
Some areas of the game.
I don't think anybody was, an Avalanche fan leaving satisfied tonight. Come on. I'm good this late.
You're
Blue
good.
Chew can help you out and avoid all of those problems. Again, we thank them so much for sponsoring us. Make sure you check it out. And, listen, you got to be in the inner circle, right? If you want to come away successfully. And that's exactly what our friends at Circle K can do. Listen, there's a ton of different and fun things that you get from being in the inner circle. The membership is free. The app is easy to download. I mean, it's definitely a spot that you and me stop late at night on the way home. They kind of have everything for any need you might have, especially in those tight and fun moments. After all, to download the app, you just need your phone and a telephone number to get dialed in. They've got deals every day on food, drinks, and more. Sign up for the Inner Circle with the Circle K app, and you get 25 cents off per gallon on your next 5 fill-ups. Download the Circle K app and sign up for Inner Circle for exclusive offers, new offers, purchase clubs, and sweepstakes are uploaded weekly. So make sure you get yourself in the Inner Circle with Circle K. Just a little bit more to talk about here before we say goodnight to a long day. And not the result that we expected. I got to be honest with you. I did not expect. I expected a high-scoring game. I didn't expect it to go that way for the Avs tonight.
Well, I called it 6-5 win before the game.
I thought you had it right, too.
I really thought I had it.
I thought you had it right.
And that last goal there, the one that was at the back end, I was that one hurt me. Make it 6-4. I was like, God. At 5-4, I really thought they were going to win 6-5. Shout out to Nathan McKinnon, right? 900 assists.
Congrats to him. That's huge. Fourth guy in franchise history to do it.
After who? Joe. Peter Stastny.
Michelle Goulet.
Friend of the show. Goo.
Friend of ours. I love Goo.
So shout out to him.
I love Goo.
That's awesome. Nathan McKinnon.
One of my favorite memories was I loved when I was calling games for the Chicago Blackhawks. You and Goo were scouting. I loved it when you guys came to town, and I loved having the pregame meal with you guys at the rink.
Yes.
It was fun.
Goo's the man. He's a good man. Great franchise leader in a lot of categories.
Yeah.
I think Mikko came one short, right, of his record?
Yes.
55 or whatever it is, goals in a season. So, anyway, we get all confused, especially with Utah, right? Now they're starting fresh, and then here the Avalanche was the Nordiques, and then Utah is actually fresh. It's not the Phoenix.
It's not Arizona.
And I'd like to say, the PHNX friends there, tough way to watch last night. The Utah Hockey Club play hockey. Had to be tough. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm saying, it's hard when you put your heart and soul into something, and then all of a sudden it's gone. And hearts go up to those guys at PHNX on the hockey side of things. And I remember when the Quebec Nordiques left and came to Denver. I mean, people are still
broken up about it.
I go back
broken up
in the summers. I go to people are just still heartbroken. So I get it. I feel their loss. I feel bad for them.
It's 29 years later, and they still feel it.
No, it is. And I'll tell you one thing. And even good friend of mine on that team was a captain of Nordiques for many years, and then got traded that year, early in the season, 95, 96. All those tough years in Quebec, and then all of a sudden the franchise wins the Stanley Cup. It is tough. It is tough, not just for the fans, but players that have been there. So anyway, just a quick thought at PHNX, our friends there on the hockey side of things. What do they call them now, Tiff? PHNX, obviously. PHNX Hockey, okay. Anyway, thoughts are with them. Good people there, so not easy to see.
So you boys are on their way back now. They'll probably land just after we get finished with this. You take the day off tomorrow. Guys can reset.
Yep.
See the family a little bit. Maybe play some golf. Just relax. You got to flush this one quick.
Well, there's many ways to look at it. If I'm a young guy, Ivan, Cal Ritchie, I'm on that plane. There's a shrimp cocktail, a nice filet, medium rare, scallop potatoes.
Oh man.
I'm just saying,
Where's that place we went to yesterday?
Of strawberries and raspberries as a dessert.
Sounds like our meal last night.
But that's what I'm saying. You're sitting there, and then you're like, "Oh my God, I made it." Now you enjoy it, you savor it, but the toughest thing to do is to stay in the National Hockey League, right? So now it's like you enjoy it tonight. You have a day off tomorrow. They're probably going to play Xbox for a while. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. No wife, no kids. I mean, I'm assuming. Now, if you're Devon Toews, you've been around. You probably have a glass of wine on the plane. Relax. Get it over with. Talk a little bit about the game. You get home. You're married. You got kids. Totally different day tomorrow than Cal Ritchie or Ivan.
Right.
Right? And then, coaching staff, they're the ones that have it the worst because they got to go and look at all this crap and get everything ready and what message they want to bring the next day. So even though it's a day off, those guys got to get to the rink somehow and manage and prepare the day for Friday where it's productive for those guys. The pages turn. They've addressed the bad plays, the situations, and then move on and get ready for the next opponent, which is Columbus. There's a lot of work. So everybody kind of has a different day tomorrow to cope with all this. But the one thing you can do is to mope, put your head down. It's the end of the world. Nobody thinks that way. The Avalanche from the front office to the players, to the equipment guys, to the medical guys, nobody's got their heads down. You lost. It stinks because you want to win every game.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that is a hard thing to do in the National Hockey League is to let things go. So tonight, maybe a guy like Sam Girard that's been through a lot, he's not looking back and his head on the plane and say, "Oh, that play, I didn't like that play." Move on, Where a guy like Cal Ritchie or Sam Malinsky that's younger is probably replaying every play, every shift on the plane right now. And over the years, you'll learn to let things go. Calvin DeHaan, probably let things go. And that's why sometimes it's fun to sit when you're a younger guy and you're not a card player or whatever.
Yeah.
To sit with an older veteran guy.
Yeah.
And you just kind of have a nice little conversations and, you get to learn how to separate the game because you can't bring the game with you all the time, 24/7. You can't. It's just not a way to live.
Is it a good thing with 2 days between games?
It's the best.
I mean, obviously you want to get right back on the horse, but it's probably a really good thing schedule-wise that they got tomorrow off, practice Friday, back at it Saturday with a team that might be a little bit easier to handle.
I love it. I love their schedule. We talked about it on our last pod like a few days ago, whatever it was. You go on the road, you're together for a day, you're on the bird together. Again, you don't have the outcome that you wanted as a result of on the final score sheet, but then you got to come back. You got a little bit of it's weird, you got 2 days, which gives you and the coaching staff plenty to digest, plenty of time to get rid of the bad stuff, but to get ready for the next opponents. And then you have a game in between game every time, so it's awesome to just regroup, even if you win games or lose games, whatever it is that's going to be, whatever it's going to happen. This gives you time, especially for guys, like I said to you earlier, Richie, Ivan.
Yeah.
They're going to sit down. They're going to be with a member of the coaching staff, could even be Brett, right, on the video room, where they're going to go individually with their game every shift just to make sure that it becomes ingrained in your brain what to do on every circumstances that you see in a game. With the puck, without the puck, situational. You have to learn to play situational hockey. How much time's left on the clock? Where are we at in the last 5 minutes? What's happened? Who am I playing against? Am I stuck on the ice right now and then I got Eichel? I need to get off, right? Because it's a not fair match. Little things like that, you learn to be a pro. Those guys do a good job, whether it's Ray Bennett, whether it's Nolan Pratt, whether it's Brett in the video room. Obviously, Bednar has different types of things to do, but he's going to make sure that everything gets done, everybody gets looked after, and everybody gets to get moving. And again, everybody's in different situations. Calvin DeHaan, older player, look at it. How did I do? How am I getting in that system? Cal Ritchie, different thing. I need to learn on the fly. I need to get going very quickly here. And what do the Avs have in that second line as options? And it's a totally different mindset, a totally different type of teaching. I think they have the right guys in the coaching staff of the Avalanche to make sure that everything gets done.
Jostle the lines a little or leave it as it is right now? Just kind of run with it? I think you probably leave it.
I think you leave it. I don't think they played a bad game.
No, I don't think so either. I think that's all
I thought they outchanced the opposition on a tough building.
Yeah.
Those guys won the Stanley Cup 2 years ago. They still have a good team. Home opener. I thought the Avalanche outchanced them. Numbers say they did. I didn't think they played that bad of a game. They scored 4 goals. Should be enough to win a game. Were they bad mistakes a few times? Yes. Will there be more bad mistakes? Yes. They just didn't get any saves, and that's where it was tough a little bit tonight on the difference on the score sheet.
Yeah, and I think, there's some high points to take away from it. Obviously, we talked a little bit about the play of Rantanen. I thought the top line looked good for the most part. I thought maybe the expectation was that the top 4 D pairing were going to be amazing, and they were not amazing. They were good. They weren't great, but I think they got a lot of help from down low, which I thought was really cool. I really do. I like the play of Calvin DeHaan a lot. He looked really solid. Didn't see any mistakes out of him. Malinsky continues to look good, and I like that pairing too.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the ice time, I like to look at it. It's situational to the game, right? Down by a few goals. Of course, Kale played in his 27, 26, whatever it was. DeHaan, Malinsky played, give and take, that 12 to 14 minutes. That's what you're going to see when you're in the third pairing with those top 4 guys. But again, all in all, like I said, Josh Manson on the ice for 0 high danger chances against around 20 minutes of ice time. Somewhere, somehow, the Avalanche played a decent game. Not good enough to win. They lost 8-4. But somewhere, somehow, there's a lot of positives. nothing to put your head down at. But then again, there's a little bit of concerns when you looked at it, and we talked about those concerns all summer, and I think some of those concerns crept. Is that a word? Crept up? Like, we're creeping up in the game and affected the final score.
All right, well, we're going to wrap it up with some big super chats. Big thank you. Holy smokes. Start off from Dan, not Walrus Larkin, $5. He says, "Oh, I gotta get in there, Tiff. It's fuzzy at the end of the night." George, you haven't used this trusted their farts tonight. Look what happened. They have some skid marks. Hashtag trusting farts. Never trust a fart.
He gets me. I love Walrus.
Gosh, that's great.
Man, oh man, he's right. It's true. Clean up.
Hey, look at
7.
Adam. Adam, man, he was a rock star tonight. What a legend Adam was for hanging with us. He was so excited. I got so hyped off of his energy. Game sucked. F Vegas, but whatever. It's water under the bridge. Hockey is back. Shout out to the best Avs coverage on the planet Earth. AJ, Rudo, Tiff, Eric, and Gismo this year is going to be special because of the 5 of you. Dude, Adam, thank you so much, man. Your support and how welcoming you guys have been to me.
Adam's lurking.
You're a legend. You're a legend. He hung with us all night tonight. And how about our guy, Josh? How do I say that last name, Tiff? Is that Sorrell? Josh, you're awesome, dude. $50. Thank you, man. This game was a sore reminder to last season. I don't want to overreact, but you have to make a save at some point. A .68 save percentage hurts on a contract year. Mikko had an amazing game, but I agree with Eric's prediction of a change in goalie by the end of year. Yeah, Josh, everything you just said, we echo. Like, spot the heck on echo. So you guys are amazing. Was that all of them, Tiff?
Yep, that's all.
Hey, wow, that's a lot. And thank you guys. Super excited to be here. E, thanks for all the inside, brother.
Clean up on aisle 7. Clean up aisle 7.
Oof, boy, clean up in the goal crease. Yikes.
Never trust the fart.
Oops, I
it.
crapped my pants.
Oh my God, that was the great.
Not
that
a
was
good
great.
one.
Thank you for that laugh.
We'll redo it on Friday. We have tomorrow off as well, and they're going to need it. I'll get an article up for you at some point, either late tonight or first thing tomorrow morning. Long one for us. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Again, AJ still with us. He'll have an article. Also, Rudo still with us, just under the weather with a little of the COVID. Thank you guys so much for Big E. I'm Gismo. Do something nice for somebody. Make somebody's life better. Stay out of trouble. Behave yourselves. God bless you.
We all silly like the mayor.